Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more Clone Wars, you guys. I'm really excited to see what we're going to get into on the show today. If you're joining me early today, you already know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons! Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So we had a great episode last time. I'm not sure if it was a one-shot or if it's like a two-parter, but we basically had, Anakin gets injured, we crash land on this strange planet and have like monster bird things to fight off, and one of the clones dies, and it's a whole big thing. It's a whole big mess. But I really liked the species that we met, who were kind of the intelligent life on the planet, and we found out they had escaped to the planet and colonized to get away from the war. So we have this whole big thing between, I think she's a new character, Sakura, and kind of like the head elder of the village, kind of talking about, the philosophical ins and outs of war. And, the elder is arguing, if you're putting up any kind of violence in any way, you're just perpetuating it. Doesn't matter if you started it, doesn't matter if you're trying to end it. If you're fighting back, then, if you're using like combat and violence to fight back, then you're also in the wrong. And I get that, but, on the other hand, it makes you wonder, against the Empire, like how would they, how would you kind of like outthink or outsmart or use, non-combative means to try and get the Empire out of power and make sure that they don't end up ruling the galaxy and everything. It's tricky, because, we do have quite a bit of politics in this universe. You could try to go at it from that angle, but then we see how kind of murky and mired that gets because, politics, whether it's here or in space, are very complicated. And, kind of makes you wonder, like, how could they have avoided this? It gets you thinking, like, is there a way they could have, or is that a great ideal to strive for, but is it not applicable in this situation? But then again, like, how is this situation really different from any other war? You know what I mean? Like, wars, I don't know. There's kind of like a common running thread throughout them, but I don't know. It's like, you have to do something. You can't just like lay down and die. But I don't know. I feel like, have the Jedi given, I'm sure they gave it thought. I'm sure the Republic gave it thought. Like, how can we, is there a way we can just like kind of strategize our way out of this? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they were just like, okay, let's go to war, but I don't know. So very, very interesting kind of food for thought there. But we also had some kind of like mentorship opportunities with Ahsoka, kind of learning from Sakura that, they were kind of talking about this Jedi concept of like no attachments. But even further than that, it's like, even if you have an attachment, like sometimes you have to do the thing that feels bad, like leaving them while they're injured or something, so that you can ultimately get help to save them, which is kind of where we ended up in the last episode. She even said at the end, had Ahsoka not left, they wouldn't have gotten the help to Anakin in time, most likely. So yeah, I thought it was a really well done ep. I'm not sure if it's a two-parter, if we're going to be kind of like picking up where it left off, or if we're going to be jumping right into another story. But there's only one way to find out. So what do you say we go ahead and get started on the next episode? Let's go. Here we go. Give me my wisdom. When surrounded by war, one must eventually choose a side. Oh no, are we going back to this? Are we gonna... Is the village gonna have to choose? Aww, helping hand.
We've got company. Friendlies? Negative, sir.
No.
Droid ship. Coming straight our way. Acknowledged. Get back here.
Oh boy, these villagers are gonna love that like these people brought the war with them.
Yes, Commander.
Father, you can't blame them.
He's right. The Separatists don't even know we're here.
And they can't know. We've got
Oh.
Your presence here.
If the Lurmen want to remain neutral, we won't force them into war.
Say to it that they leave. I must see what our new visitors want.
But aren't they gonna just take over their whole life?
I am General Lockgood of the Separatist Alliance.
I am T-Wat-Ka.
That general's name sounded like not good. Didn't it sound like he said, I'm General Not Good?
General.
Ransack this dung heap.
Oh, see, that's the problem is, like, if you do not fight back.
Because we are such an obvious threat to you. We will offer no resistance.
Your species is smarter than you appear.
But then they're just gonna, but now you're, okay. But you didn't choose a side, but now you still have a side because now they've taken over. Like, they're now technically separatists.
I have no quarrel with the Jedi, but we cannot help them without being drawn into their war.
But you're already in the war now because you're a separatist village. I don't know, guys. This is tough. I don't want anyone to have to fight either, but...
It's not wanting to fight. No pride, I guess.
I call it no courage.
Sometimes it takes courage to stick to one's beliefs, young Padawan.
Right.
As any Jedi well knows.
We need to find a ship. And I think the only one around here belongs to the Separatists.
Oh.
Landing ship. They might have a shuttle.
Sir, you talking about stealing from one of the clankers? Count me in.
It sounded like you thought he was gonna have trouble with it at
Just
first.
did.
Oh, Anakin's not alright.
I'm fine, just go!
Anakin. Boy, we're getting some real, like, in-depth, like, philosophical themes in here, you guys.
I hope you're feeling better, Master. Because look what we found.
Oh, no.
I'm getting stronger all the time, Snips.
Why don't you wait till you see what it is, and then tell her.
Is the defoliator capsule ready?
I feel like...
Today is a grand day for the Separatists.
I don't think it's him, but it kind of sounds like George Takei.
A new weapon. of
Maybe it
our
is?
own design,
Or just somebody really
which is
trying to sound like
capable
him.
of- A weapon which will destroy organic matter, but leave machines unharmed.
Oh, they're all for that. Look at them rocking out. Look at this one here. It's like, yeah. I
The volunteers are
kind of like the droids. Is it really gonna leave them alive? The droids? No. Oh, God.
It took out every living thing.
Hello, like even
As you
the,
can
even like the grass and everything.
I specifically chose this planet because it is inhabited. The colonists will make excellent.
No. Okay, they're gonna have, I'm sorry, they're gonna have to do something.
Tewak-Ka said he doesn't need our help.
There's a difference between pulling innocents into a war and leaving them to extinction.
Yeah. Nah, I would say things just escalated. Oh boy. Yeah, you're gonna follow it, aren't you?
What was that?
Oh, battle droids. It's like a cat with a laser pointer. It's They're just gonna do it again. Did they just like hug each other? Okay.
I'll handle the droids.
I kind of feel bad for the battle droids though. I feel like it's okay to kill them because they're droids, but at the same time, like they're kind of not just droids. Does that make sense? They seem to have like a lot of like sentience, you know? They have personalities.
Check the exterior. Cannot have any surprises for the general. 4724. How does the West End check out?
Shouldn't have said no surprises.
There's no reason to think they will this time.
Father,
No,
they
but
would
he-
not be coming back here unless they intended to do us harm.
He
This
heard
is
them
war.
say it.
But not our war. We've done nothing to provoke.
But you're in it now, though.
That is their way. Hunting a defense is still engaging in battle. If we sacrifice our beliefs, we're no better than they.
Even
It has
defense?
helped us to survive for generations, and we will not change our morals now or ever.
Okay, so you can see that same kind of like rigid way of thinking that I think, in my opinion, kind of did in the Jedi too. You can kind of see that here. Like, it's not a one size fits all. Like, they are coming to kill you. Like, at least get out of there. But how would they? They can't get anywhere. They don't have a ship. Except that now a ship's coming to get them. So we're coming to help them anyway.
Is this what all of you really want?
If it is our destiny to be destroyed in your war, so be it.
No, so no. See now, but that's just too far. You're just taking it too far now.
I will no doubt be promoted to a more substantial position within the Alliance.
Okay.
He's like, sure.
The villagers appear to have put some...
Strong-willed and set in tradition. Many others agree with me, but we were raised under a very strict code. We must respect it, even if we don't agree.
Interesting.
Power the shields.
Hope this works. Oh God, I hope this works. Oh, is it working? What is he thinking right now? I hope he's thinking, wow, they were right.
They'll have to get their hands dirty and be.
Everyone strike a pose. I mean, it's really tough, guys, because I get it. Like, if that's your way of life and that's your beliefs, like, no one should tell you, you know, the way you're living is wrong. But at the same time, just to, like, I guess.
4,
Oh,
3,
oh.
2, 1, 0. Sir, the first squad has been destroyed.
Oh.
Squad 2 and 3, attack!
Oh, they just got more where that came from.
That was just the first wave.
Yeah. They probably just got like a whole ton. And they got the big ones too. But yeah, it's just like self-preservation is not a part of their
I'll take care of the new weapon.
belief system. So it's like, you don't want to say that their beliefs are wrong, but at the same time, like, oh, I feel like they've taken this too far. Like, this is too extreme. The other way, you know? I don't know.
Sir, there's a Jedi heading right for us.
He sounds nervous.
You idiot!
Oh? Yeah, no. She can just, yeah, he's just gonna jump around it.
No survivors.
What? Oh, we got the Grim droid here. But, like, I feel like as long as there's people, there's gonna be conflict.
Help! I'll be defoliated!
Defoliated? Is that like exfoliated? That's a good thing. Oh.
There goes my promotion.
Sorry.
Weapon has been disabled.
Oh! Expertly done. Yay, they're safe. Oh.
Thank you. Our village would certainly have been destroyed without your protection.
Right.
Father, I was just offering the Jedi our thanks.
Perhaps we do owe you thanks. But I still wonder, at what cost?
Yeah, I mean, they did have to sacrifice some of their way of life. For sure. All right, you guys, let's talk about that because that was a great episode. And I think that really, I did not realize it was a two-parter. I thought the first one was just kind of like all we were getting. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of an interesting concept. Like, you know, maybe there are ways around war and everything. And I think that's true. I really do. But I think it just goes to show that even with the strongest ideals it's very hard to get a one size fits all belief system, you know. There's always going to be like gray areas and exceptions, I think. But it was a tough spot because it's like you don't want to violate someone's way of life, but at the same time, if they don't have any need to, you know, like, if they have no self-preservation, do you just let them die? Like, what is the right answer? That was a very tough spot, but I'm glad that Anakin made the call that he did, because in the end, even they were like, yeah, right, we are still alive, thanks. But yeah, I mean, that's gotta be, if you're like an elder in that village with that belief system, seeing the kids like going, yay, around a bunch of dead droids, you must be like, oh my god, this is like my worst nightmare. So it's very tough. Like, I don't know, their whole message about just like ultimate peace, like even like no defense, just like, okay, if we're gonna die, we're gonna die. We're gonna go out the way that we think is right. And it's just like, oh, it almost feels like a very, extreme the other direction, you know. But then again, like, who am I to say that somebody's way of life is wrong, you know? It's all just kind of a matter of perspective. So this is very interesting. This was like a Star Trek level philosophical conundrum, you know. Like, Star Wars has really good philosophical stuff, but I always think of it as being a lot more action, and there was great action in this. But this was a next gen worthy, like you know what I mean? Like Star Trek The Next Gen. But I really enjoyed it. It really got me thinking, I'm not going to lie. And it did have great action as well. It had some funny droid moments. So like the battle droids, I kind of feel like if they have personalities, should we just be killing them? Like, at first I was like, oh, okay, they're not living, so we're just gonna, but it's like, I don't know about that anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. They are programmed to kill, that's very true, but I don't think they're just like without any conscience or reasoning. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But maybe, you know what? I think I'm just stuck in like philosophical mode. Don't mind me. I liked the general not good whatever his name was. It sounded like that to me. I don't know if that was George Takei voicing him, but it sounded like it, or somebody was just doing like a George Takei impression. Because something about like the intonation of the voice sounded a lot like him to me. Maybe it was. I should pay attention to the credits now to see. But yeah, it's I think it's one of the benefits of having a show like this is that we are able to get into discussions and debates like this a little bit further than, you know, if we're condensed down to like I don't know, how long are those movies? We'll say like 2 hours, give or take a little bit, depending on which one you're talking about. So, yeah, that was really good, guys. I enjoyed that. I have to say, I think I enjoyed the second part a lot more, only because it kind of got those like juices flowing of in my brain. And I didn't realize it was going to be a 2-parter either, so that's really cool. I think it was a really good resolution, assuming there's not a third part. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I wish I had like a good answer to what is the right way to do war or peace, or what, you know. If I ever come up with that answer, I will let you know. I will make a special video right away so that we can have world peace, because right now I just have no idea. But at least we're talking about it, right? That's a good thing. It's a good thing to kind of keep in mind and discuss and everything. But yes, in the context of the episode, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great, as you could tell probably from the way that I'm like very inquisitive about all of this now. So I can't wait to see more. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it along with me. I had a blast with it. I just really like the tone and theme of the show, that we can have silliness, sassiness, fun, action, and like genuinely thought-provoking conversations. So I had a blast with it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.